Today, I'm going to show you how I program electronic drum patterns. Freebeat. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shout-out goes to Brian Madison. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. So today I want to show you how I program electronic drum parts, and this is actually going to kind of tie into the last video I did with the Synthstrom Deluge, talking about how my favorite feature so far is the ability to just program basically endless patterns. Now, the way I program drum parts is something I've been trying to illustrate for a while here on the channel, but I didn't really have any devices that easily showcased the process. See, I am an acoustic drummer, and I come from the world of progressive rock mostly. My favorite band is Rush, and if you know anything about Rush, then you'll know that Neil Peart, one of the greatest rock drummers of all time, was very, very compositional in his approach to writing drum parts, and that really resonated with me throughout, well, my whole life. And so when I write drum parts, I like to compose them. I like to interweave them with other parts of the song. So for instance, let's say we have a very basic song structure with a verse, a chorus, a second verse, a second chorus, a bridge, a chorus, and then we're done. The two verses, while they would have the same basic groove, they wouldn't be played the same exact way each time. So there would be a different fill, for instance, each time, or different ghost notes. And I like that part to line up with usually what the bass player is doing if I'm in a live situation, or in the case of electronic music, I like to program the bass part and the drum part so that they work really well together. Or maybe I'll switch it up and have a lead part match up with the drums really quick. The drums need to speak to whatever else is going on in the song, and they need to be having a conversation so that both parts can actually coexist together and make sense. I'm not simply going to come in here and put 4 on the floor, hit play, and be content with this as my drum pattern for the whole song. No. And nothing against people that do that, but I've had a hell of a difficult time illustrating that to all of you. In my last Deluge video, I showed off how you can make basically endless patterns, and I could program all the variations I wanted. Someone actually commented, well, wouldn't that be easier to just program one pattern and then use probability to achieve a more human-like approach? Yes, but that's not the point. The point is that I want control over every single note played. Every note needs to have purpose. It needs to have a what and a why. It needs to have some reason to exist in the song. So now that I have the Deluge in my possession, I can finally give you an example of what I mean. So we're going to use the bass line to Ghost in the Galaxy, my original track, to illustrate my point. So let's go ahead real quick here and go into our keyboard. I'm going to set A as our note there. You also might recognize this bass line from my intro. By the way, if you want to purchase this album, you can find all my music on my Bandcamp page, link in the description. I never promote that stuff. That feels weird. All right, let's record this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, let's go to the pattern now. Let's see how I did. Not bad. Let's get the tempo up to 134 where it belongs. There we go, turn off the metronome. Perfect. Now I'm going to go to a new clip and we are going to pull up a drum kit. I love kit number 10. Cool. So let's go ahead and come up with a very, very basic pattern here, okay? So I'm first going to make this, I don't know. Let's just go 16 measures for the purposes of today's demonstration, shall we? There we go. Cool. So I'm going to use the cross screen feature, so whatever I program on this first page will apply to all 16 measures. That'll make it really easy to edit in the very near future. So the basic pattern is doom doom cat doom 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 cat. 8th notes on the hi-hat, pretty standard stuff. All right, and like I said, that will go for 16 measures, should we let it. Okay, so for measure 1, that's pretty good. measure 2, I want to have a bass drum right here on the E of beat 4. So beat 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and. We're going to put it right here. So let's listen now from the beginning. And I'll put one on the of 4 as well. Now measure 3, we're going to put a bass drum square on the and of beat 3. And now we're going to move on to measure 4, and we're going to have a little fill because this theoretically would be where the melody would come in. So like this. Now let's go into the bass part here. And we're actually going to copy this a few times as well. Let's go into measure 4 of the bass line here. And we're going to go right here to the end, and we're going to match up the bass with where we played that extra kick drum, okay? Let's try this. Yeah, hear that right there? It matches up with that bass drum that we put in. Let's go back to measure 1 and have a listen now. See, it's very subtle, very small, but it's going to keep the listener, even if it's just subconsciously engaged. That's very, very important. Okay, let's go to measure 5 now. Let's go back to the drums. And here we are at measure 5. So this is where the melody would come in. Let's go ahead and put pickups on the hi-hat here. Not really pickups, but a note on the of 4. That's going to signify that we're now in the verse section. We'll do that again on the second one. Let's see how those sound together. Change my mind. I'm going to put one right here on the of beat 2 as well. So now for measure 5. Cool. Measure 7. So I'm going to put one on the E of both beats 3 and 4. Right now we're just kind of crafting this feel of a moving drum part. Measure 8 now will be kind of another fill. And because we've been messing around with the hi-hat on the second time through the passage, the 4-bar passage, we are going to end this with doing a few embellishments with an open hi-hat. How about like that? Ooh. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. So Whoop. Try this. Let's do one more. And a snare drum at the end to pick it up. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the bass part now. This is exciting. I haven't gotten to do this with Ghost in the Galaxy before, so kind of fun. All right, measure 8. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I want to go, yeah, something like that. Let's just sequence it here. All right, so we're just going to sequence in a few notes here. So we want bop, 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 boom. We'll go up a little bit. Da, 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 da. Right there. There we go. Here we go. Measure 8. Yeah. So just like that, you can see that I was easily able to come up with a few variations intentionally, on purpose, not using any kind of, randomness or anything like that, probability. And then we were able to actually go and match up the bass part to that. So this is just a very, very small scale, demonstration of what I like to do and how I like to program my drum parts and just electronic music in general, and really all of my music. But I prefer the parts to talk together and feel like one cohesive piece, rather than just be like, here's my drums, they're just going to repeat the whole song. I'm going to use randomness and variation. I don't like to do that, really. If I'm just jamming, that's a different story, but when I'm writing music, no, I've got to be in control of every little aspect. And I know that seems silly because a lot of my stuff has really bad sound design and I do not know really anything about mixing, mastering. I'm just talking about writing the actual music, the arrangement of the notes on the page, so to speak. Hopefully this demonstration was able to kind of illustrate what I've been trying to convey. Man, that's a lot of words. Over the past, almost over a year probably now. Let's have one more listen to the first 8 bars of this. There we go. See, it's not that complicated. I just like to have control over everything. Now imagine going through and sequencing your drums like that for an entire, 4 or 5 minute track. Now you can hopefully start to see why I like having so many available patterns. So I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, a dislike is always okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. I've got new content coming out every single day. If you want more free beat, then click the links in the description. I don't think I've ever said that before. My face camera just died. That's fun. Anyway, thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.